going to disconnect the connector first. And then we have 3 mounting screws. They're all a 10mm socket. Break them free. Make sure they're all the same length, so you don't have to be specific with the place. Just grab it and pull up. Now this is a carbon paper gasket, so we're just going to pull it up gently. Perfect. See the stuff left behind? Make sure it doesn't go down any of these little ports, little holes. I'm just going to take a razor blade and give it a quick little scrape. So I'm just going to take a clean rag, and I sprayed it with parts cleaner, like a little bit of brake clean, and I'm just going to give it a good wipe down. I don't want any oil residue or any carbon gasket left behind. Just want to make it as smooth as possible. So I've got the new gasket. I'm going to line it up, make sure it lines up with everything. Looking good. So to do that, to make sure it doesn't fall apart or misline up, I'm going to line it up here, and I'm going to put 2 of the bolts through. Put the center one through. Okay, and I'm going to put the bottom one. So we want the actual bolt to come out and line up that gasket. And then that space on that bolt is called a shank. Once that gets past the threads that are inside, we're ready to go. Always hand start. Now you hear that gasket just bottomed out, and that sensor can't move around, the solenoid can't move around, so we should be good to go. There's a torque spec for this, so we're going to tighten it down in the manufacturer's specs. But I'm just going to put it all on by hand, so I know that that gasket's not pinched at all. Snug the middle one up first. You don't ever want to use an air tool or even a high electric impact gun on this, because you can damage that gasket and you don't want to do that. So just bottom them out so that they're all just snug. And then torque them to spec. Torque spec is 8.9 foot-pounds. Now take your connector, line it up, and push it till it clicks. So now that you've changed your VVT solenoid, always do an oil change after, or do the oil change and do not run the car and then change the sensor. But you only want clean oil to go through that sensor, that new one. Dirty oil is probably the reason why the old one went faulty on you, so you always want only clean engine oil going through that sensor.